Alright guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to break down technically where liquidity pools usually sit before a big move and how to sort of catch these big moves. Okay, for example, this big move here, a couple other big moves you'll see, maybe this one. And essentially what happens is when you have a big move, as you know, usually after you'll have a softer period where there'll be consolidation. Consolidation essentially just means that we are the market is undecided which direction it wants to go in, and you form a range, okay, like this. Now when you form this range, liquidity is sitting, because you've got buyers and sellers, liquidity is sitting either sides mostly on these in this consolidation. So it's sitting up here and it's sitting down here. If the market wants to pick a direction, so say, not if, when it does, usually, not all the time, but this can increase your edge and help you get a little bit extra profitable, you know, if you keep seeing that you're getting caught out in these. Before it makes that move, say it wants to come down, what it will usually do is take out this liquidity up here where the pool is. It will take out the high or the wick or something, and then start coming back in the range, and then make that big move to maybe retrace another move, or just fundamentally there's a move. Now let me break down the reason for this. One of the reasons for this. One of the reasons is the big players aren't necessarily actually hunting your stops. They don't really care, really, like, to be honest, about your demo stop or your simulated prop firm stop. They don't care, right? What it is these areas are usually areas of a lot of liquidity. As you know, people have their stops up here, people have orders up here. There's just a bunch of other reasons, not just you that they're hunting. Yeah, it's just this is where market has found that there's lots of liquidity here and here. Now think about this. When you have you know how people invest in like meme coins, small meme coins. When say they show that on Twitter they've got like 2 million balance on their meme coin, they can't sell that whole 2 million unless there's enough liquidity in there. So them showing that doesn't mean too much, because they can't actually sell that unless there's enough liquidity. And the lot liquidity in the pool, or not the lot liquidity, just the liquidity in the pool, most of the times is not enough for them to sell that big of a chunk. So they'll have to sell maybe 50k or 100k at a time, and that might make a massive impact on the small cap coin, right? But now we're talking about the real market. There's a lot of money in there. There's a lot of different things going involved. When a big player wants to place an order, they would rather place it in areas or where there's a lot of liquidity. Should tell you why? Because they're going to get that in those areas. They're going to get the least slippage and the least spread, and you know, the best conditions. And when you're placing such large size, you obviously want to get certain points where you're going to save, you know, money. You're going to have good conditions in your entry, things like that. So that's why they usually place it in those areas. And the market in general mechanically is sought to seek out liquidity, right? It's just there. That's how the market moves. It seeks it out, comes to the next bit, right? Now that is why you should spot this out, and I'll show you an example after. But you're in a consolidation, usually the move that, so say you obviously have to use higher time frames and things like that, but the move itself, wait, let me get rid of this arrow. So the move itself usually happens after this, like a high or a wick, something gets taken out, and then you'll see the move. All right, so now let's look at an example of that. So I took a screenshot example here. You can see here is a prime example. So right here you have liquidity. All right, so you have a consolidation. So you have consolidation here and here. Now what happened before the market wanted to make this huge rally coming down? We took out the highs. We took out these equal highs here. This is on EU. So we took out these equal highs here, and we also took out this liquidity here, right? So we took out both of these because that's a pool, and that's a pool where there's a good amount of liquidity, and the market just took it out because that was what it was enough for the market to then clean first this range. So that was enough for it to clean this range, and then obviously these pullbacks and stuff was enough for healthy structure to come down and clean the rest of the ranges. You can even see, like, for example, here. Now you can see here, right, there's a consolidation. Now look to the left, right, there's a consolidation here. All right, now before this huge run up, you see that things like that. Now that run up happened after this just about, you see that, just about took this liquidity out. Now you took the liquidity out, you came back in the range, and then the volume kicked in, and boom, that's the move. So that is just one thing I wanted to go through with you guys. A lot of people ask me about this. How can I increase my edge? How do I stop getting faked out in these consolidations? You won't entirely always get stopped. Can't entirely, not get stopped, because that's just the game that we're in. But you can increase. It's all about probabilities. Now, if you spot things like this, you can catch bigger moves, much bigger moves. All right. Another way you can do this is, you see this consolidation, maybe you wait for the sweep, you wait for the range to break outside, and then you wait for a retest back in. Boom, that's how you catch the range there on that. So your stop will be maybe up here, and then you can target maybe these lows down there 1-to-1, or you can target some low on the left or higher time frame, whatever you want. That's all entirely up to your edge, but this is just something that can give you that extra, bit that you needed, and hopefully I explained it in a way that you can understand a bit more. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, it means a lot, and subscribe and drop a comment. And if you do want to learn the way I trade personally, based on ranges, and I also do a bit of supply and demand as well on my model 2, that is in my Discord, private Discord, and that's in the description below as well if you wanted that. If not, it's all good. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll keep dropping gems like this. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Also, follow the Instagram, and yeah, man,